Hi, I'm Rebecca and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca.x. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. Forgiveness is about you. We're always taught in society that we should forgive everyone no matter how they've treated us, all of this stuff, okay? And the word forgiveness is very loaded, it's very heavy, and it has a lot of weight to it, doesn't it? You know, oh, you need to forgive them, blah, blah, blah. But there are circumstances whereby you can't forgive the other person. And I will say, disclaimer right now, if you have been a victim of abuse or, murderers come into it, I'm not talking about any of that, okay? That's a whole different podcast episode, which I'm not going to do. And it's a whole nother ball game, okay? Because that's huge. Basically, what I'm on about in this podcast episode is that, forgiveness. You've probably heard the sentence and phrase about it's like drinking poison, you know what I mean? But how I see forgiveness is that it's a gift to me. So I want you to see forgiveness as a gift to yourself to release the stress, drama, chaos, trauma from yourself and release and let it go. And you can do that by healing yourself. And the thing is that you may have challenging situations, people. Everything is sent to us for us to get bigger, better, bolder, wiser, stronger, for us to grow, for us to evolve, for us to learn the lessons. And unfortunately, that means sometimes having horrible people treat us like rubbish, talk down to us, betray us, all of this stuff, whether in relationships or in a job or whatever it is, in order for us to actually, step forth, be a voice for ourselves, speak up for ourselves, and to actually change the trajectory, put boundaries in place, all things like that, okay? But forgiving yourself for the decisions you've made, for the choices you've made, to let go of the hurt is powerful for you, okay? So forgiveness isn't about the other person at all and what they've done. Forgiveness is about, I forgive myself for trusting that person. I forgive myself for doing X, Y, and Z when actually I shouldn't have. But what is the lesson? I've learned the lesson, blah, 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 whatever it is, okay? So the thing is, when you can let go of the hurt, when you can let go of the anger and the resentment, and you have actually healed yourself, you can release and let go, and you can actually breathe. It's a whole weight off your shoulders because you're not thinking about the other person. I fully believe in karma anyway. Karma is beautiful. But, you can actually release and let go of all of the drama and weight that you're holding on to because you're going around, with carrying this heavy suitcase consistently all the time of, shame or anger or guilt or fear or whatever it is. And it's not good for you. And so forgiveness is a really healthy exercise and a really healthy thing for you to give to yourself. It's a gift, okay? Because you dissolve all of the hurt, all of the guilt, all of the anger, all of the upset and everything from whatever it is. So for example, if you've been cheated on, you know exactly how it feels. It's awful. It's, it's emotional. It's just, not good. Okay. But then the act of forgiveness isn't for them. You're not forgiving the act of what they've done. You're not forgiving them at all. You're forgiving yourself for going, actually, you know what? Forgive myself for actually believing in them. I forgive myself for actually putting myself out there and trusting them and loving them and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? You make it about yourself and then you go, it's okay. Not all people are the same. Not all men or women are the same. And, I can come through this. I can heal from this. I can put my boundaries in place. I can see the red flags. I don't have rose tinted glasses on anymore, whatever it is. And it takes the burden off of you. And it is giving you the freedom and flexibility and knowing that you can live your life through learning the lessons, knowing that they're not going to be repeated, but actually giving yourself the love and the respect that is due and stepping into the light rather than living in the dark. Keep reminding yourself you've been betrayed, and you can actually, really breathe. And, I know that with myself and also my clients as well, when they've fully healed, they can speak about a person if they need to, or a situation, and it's like they've fully healed because it's like there's no feelings or emotions attached to it. You know what I mean? Because when you can love yourself unconditionally and know that you've made choices and they didn't pay off, like you were in a relationship, you expected or wanted to be with that person for forever, and then they did this, that, and the other, whatever it is, and it didn't work out. It's like, okay, the universe was actually protecting me, because the universe sees and hears things you're not privy to, moves people out the way in many different formats, in many different ways. And it's like, actually, I was being protected. And it is all about you. So forgiveness is more about yourself than it is about the other person. And it's about you actually regulating your nervous system, healing, and making sure that you are okay. So it's a self-preservation thing. And it really is a wonderful thing to give to yourself. Because with the ups and downs, trials and tribulations, challenging people and events and things like that, you can come through the other side. I will say as a disclaimer, there's lots of things that go on in the world that are just not forgivable, we'll say. And that's a whole different, as I said at the beginning, that's a whole different ball game. I'm not talking about that. What I am talking about is you. And you can forgive yourself for eating that piece of cake and putting weight on. You can forgive yourself for choosing that person or that job. You can forgive yourself for not doing whatever it is that you wanted to do, because at the end of the day, you don't want to live with regrets and what ifs. And so giving yourself the gift of forgiveness, you become free. You can fly. It's so light and airy, and it's all about happiness, kindness, love, joy, everything to yourself, rather than the heavy weight of dragging around all the anger and resentment and hurt and, all of the upset that you've been feeling, and continuing to remind yourself that you've been through that, or you've done that, or this, that, and the other. Forgiveness is about that you forgive yourself for trusting that person, forgiving yourself that you took a chance on a business and it didn't pay off and you've lost money. You know what I mean? Forgiveness that you've went above and beyond to be the best parent that you could be, the best girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, husband, wife, daughter, granddaughter, grandson, son, whatever, that you could possibly be. And that wasn't, accepted maybe, or your kindness was, they took your kindness for granted and walked all over you and treated you like rubbish and everything else. You forgive yourself for actually trusting that person, for showing up and being the human that you are, okay? Being the kind, nice, amazing, incredible, remarkable person you are in that environment, in that situation, in that relationship, because they weren't ready for you. And they might not be ready for you, but what's good is that the universe is supporting you and protecting you and moving you out of situations so that, and conversations and everything, so that you can actually grow and evolve. And so forgiveness is more about you than the other person, and it's the one thing that you need to release and let go of control over, because it's more about the self-respect and giving yourself the gift of love, rather than still not liking that other person. I don't like the word hate, so I don't say that, but not liking the other person for forever and a day. Whatever. Release and let go. Wish them well. Whatever. You know what I mean? Concentrate on you. That's the most important thing. And if you need help with any of that, you can go to my website, Rebecca.x, and go to programs and courses. And you can click on expansion, which is my anchor program. And it really does help you to really get to the core and the source of some things that have happened in your life in order to then really move forward to heal them and heal yourself, give yourself the choices, decisions you made, all of this stuff, in order so that you can release the stress and start living your life completely, because that can actually eat away at you for weeks, months, years, decades and beyond, and you don't want to live like that. So it's all about healing, it's all about mindset, and it's all about you.